Hello, Geeks under Grace. My name is Mike Pyatt, and this week I will be hosting a very interesting Ask GUG. So, this week we're talking about dating and relationships. Yay! Do you think guys and girls can be just friends without things becoming complicated? I don't see why a girl and a guy can't be just friends, especially early on if the relationship was described as a strictly platonic relationship. Now, if things start to get complicated, I think both should talk about it to see if the friendship is worth continuing or maybe even a relationship is worth starting. But just know once that relationship starts, when it's over, if it's over, you might not ever return to that friendship status again. So be very careful. What does it mean to date? What age do you think is appropriate to start dating? To me, dating means two people of the opposite gender going out, hanging out, interacting with each other in ways that you can't do over text messaging, cell phones, social media, etc. As far as the age, I want to say 15 is a good enough age, but that's in a normal situation. Let's face it, there are some 15-year-olds that are mature enough to go on dates, and there's some that aren't. Same thing could be said for 16-year-olds and up. Honestly, there's a couple of adults out there that shouldn't be dating right now, and some of those adults will have no problem telling you that. The long-distance relationships work? You know, if you asked me this question a couple of years ago, I probably would have said no, but technology has expanded so fast now to the fact that we're having better ways to communicate with each other. Social media blew up. The cell phone game is like ridiculous right now. Skype, FaceTime, Vuvu, any other video conferencing. So yeah, I think long distance relationships will work, but just know this, there could be more problems that occur that wouldn't occur in normal relationships. So just be ready for that battle if you do partake in a long distance relationship. How much do you think you must share when in a relationship? More specifically, how much must be shared with a girlfriend and how much must be shared with a wife? Before I answer that question, let me read you Luke 8:17. For all that is secret will eventually be brought into the open, and everything that is concealed will be brought to light and made known to all. So basically, if you're hiding something and you don't want your significant other to know, they'll find out eventually. And if that thing is cheating, I'm not saying it is, I'm not saying it's not, I don't know. But if it is cheating, you need to say it. You did it, you suffer the consequences. How do I make friends in a new town without making it seem weird? Ironically, I knew somebody that was having the same exact problem as this. The best advice I can give you is to just go out there. If you're into sports, go out to a recreation center, basketball court, tennis court, something, and find people that interact with while playing your sports. If you're into any other hobbies, I'm pretty sure there's some type of group, social group around there that you can find where they have the same interests as you. But the number one thing is to just get out there. Don't overthink it. Just go out there and interact. Is it bad to date if you don't both already believe in Jesus and God? I wouldn't say it's necessarily a bad thing, but just know that it can cause a lot of problems. And I know you're like, oh Mike, I can save them and we can live happily ever after and they can find Jesus and we'll have all these kids. I'm not saying that can't happen. What if it doesn't happen? You're in a relationship where you are with someone that doesn't have the same faith as you. Being in a relationship, being married is hard enough. Adding any more problems into that can make it an impossible thing to overcome. So yeah, I'm not saying it's bad, but be very aware of the problems that it can cause and make sure that you're able to overcome them. What do you believe are the best tips for staying sexually pure as you date? Pray. Seriously. Pray. Also, set some ground rules, man. Let them know that you're trying to stay pure until marriage. And if they can't respect that, then they might not be the person for you at all. And lastly, try to avoid being alone together as much as possible, especially late at night. Do you think the friend zone exists? And if you do, how do you escape the friend zone? Of course the friend zone exists. I'm not going to sit here and deny it. Shoot, sometimes I've been put in it myself. The way to get out the friend zone is to be a good friend. Either the person will rethink their stance on you, or you'll be in a good friendship. How can we females tell if a guy likes us or not? You know, one thing you can do, ask them a lot of questions. Not all at the same time, but just ask them a lot of questions. Depending on those answers, you might see if they're honestly into you or not. Are there obvious signs that help us women see the difference between a guy who legitimately wants a serious relationship versus a fling or a hookup? You know, one telltale sign is the conversations that you're having. If all the conversations are like shallow and they don't get really too deep, and it's happening all the time, then yeah, that could be a clue that he's really like not that into you and just maybe looking into a fling or something. And if it seems like he keeps steering the conversation to sex more often than not, then that's definitely a red flag as well. And that's all we have for this week's Ask GUG. I hope I was able to help. Again, my name's Pyatt. I'm a geek under grace, and I hope you have a blessed day.